everyone, it's your friend Think Noodles, and welcome to Ask Think, episode number 158 for the dreary, gloomy, rainy Monday, June 15th, 2015. Too many 15s there. I think I got a little bit mixed up. But let's get into what I asked you guys last week, because there's a lot of answers for this one, and it is, what is your catchphrase and why? And if you don't have one, make one up. So we'll start with Abby Kroll, and her catchphrase is, never stop fighting for what's right, even if you don't have an army, because she used to be bullied and never stopped trying to be the bully's friend, and now is her friend, and she loves everyone, and that's amazing. Pokemon Rocks FM says, my catchphrase is defo. I say it to my friends and my parents every single day I eat. Today was a good day, hope tomorrow was better, and I reply, defo. Ezekiel Lopez says, my catchphrase is Zeke the world, because Zeke is my nickname and I want to seek the world, and that's awesome. The Cat Explosion says, my catchphrase is don't judge me, because when I do something really random or weird in front of my friends, they always seem to laugh, and that's when I say, hey, don't judge me. And this one is not exactly, but that sort of seems to be a little bit of a theme in your catchphrases, because like this, Amy McIntyre says, my phrase is, did you hear Janet the Narwhal ate a taco? And then she adds, I'm weird, don't judge me, which I almost think might be, you know, she says that and then follows up with don't judge me, so that actually might be her catchphrase as well. And then Matt Brown says, my catchphrase would be weird, your nerds unite, because I'm very nerdy. And again, you could add weird nerds, I can't say it, weird nerds unite, don't judge me. Kobe Carr, again with similar theme, my catchphrase is don't ask, because I do a lot of things that people would be tempted to ask about, and I just do those things because I'm weird. Harold Bryn Does Gaming says, my catchphrase would be at the end of a sentence, I would always say .com. For example, let's go play video games.com, which now that I think about it might actually be a website. Cormac O'Brien says, my catchphrase is, life's as fast as you want it to be. I always say that to my friends when they're about to give up, is to encourage them to keep going and never give up no matter what. Mimi Kosari says, my catchphrase is the weirdest. Mine is nuggets. I have no idea why, but I do love nuggets though. Holly and Stuff says that their catchphrase is, well, it's not a phrase, but a word that I use as a catchphrase is exactly. And I say this all the time, a lot actually, when I prove a point. I don't say exactly, but I yell it really loud and exaggerate the pronunciation, which I hope I did correctly. Also, it's fun to sound like I'm a genius. Lana Agron says, my catchphrase seems to be, well, that just happened. Whenever something goes wrong or anything unusual happens, don't know why it's my catchphrase, but hey, it works. Philip Breton says, I would want my catchphrase to be stay pixelated, because in the future I want my gamer tag to be the pixelator. And if you're reading this comment, have a good day and noodle on. And that's a great one. And I think that there's a movie out. I don't know if it's out yet, the Pixels movie, but it would be perfect for your catchphrase. Creeper Gaming says, my catchphrase is, what's up, Doc? Because when I was 4, all I ever watched was Looney Tunes, and it was one of the first sentences I could ever say. And guys, say it with me, don't judge me. You see? Charlotte and Thomas says, my top 2 catchphrases are lovely doubly, but I think lovely doubly, but I don't know. I did the Ned Flanders version, I guess. Because my friends are weird and creepy, and throw a cantaloupe at it. Because a long story short, my mom said how to prepare a cantaloupe for an acting game, and then my friend said how to get rid of an annoying boy, and the actors, which was supposed to be a know-it-all machine, said throw a cantaloupe at him, and it became a thing with my friends that if you had a problem, just throw a cantaloupe at it. Now, excuse me, but I need to go find a cantaloupe. Crazy Guys Gaming says, my catchphrase is, because why not? Pose 84591AJ says, my catchphrase is, you know, because I say it after almost every sentence. It drives my mom crazy. Anyways, the actual reason is that when I was much quieter when I was little, so my mom didn't hear me often, so I just started to pause and say, you know, after every sentence to make sure she heard me. And I think I say it quite a bit as well. It's the same as my when I'm on camera. They a lot, and I think I say, you know. I know I say actually way too much. Sarah Neal says, my catchphrase is totes, my goats, which means awesome. LPS Sandstorm says, my catchphrase? This is possum. Thanks, think Noodle on it, and not OPOSSUM, but she means, well, you guys see it on screen, whatever. Master Nick 3 says, my catchphrase is the Nike slogan, but modified. Just do it tomorrow. I can relate to that one. Nabila R says, my catchphrase is trust no one. Gravity Falls reference. And you know, that is, but you know what show kind of, or what show coined that phrase before that? Way before your time, but one of my favorite shows when I was in college was The X-Files. I hate dating myself. But anyway, Zippy Zam says, my catchphrase is no. It's so catchy. I guess. Kizzy High says, my catchphrase is feed me. But you didn't put why. I guess because you're hungry all the time. Hugh Magna Sink says, my catchphrase is would have to be, don't forget to wash behind your ears. I know it's a weird one, but I say it when I have nothing else to say and I'm leaving somewhere real fast. I can just imagine you in a conversation and like everything's quiet and you're like, okay, don't forget to wash behind your ears, and just run. Bridget Reyes says, my catchphrase is kids these days. Even though I am a kid, I do it when I see other kids doing regrettable things. Durillo Sun says, my catchphrase is, hey, can you burn a DVD? The answer is yes. I say, oh, I thought so, because you're definitely hot enough. And if the answer is no, I say, well, I think you should try because you're definitely hot enough. I think you're mixing up catchphrase with pickup line. Salma Zaydoon says, my catchphrase would be keep smiling, because I think the people who smile more often will have good things happen to them. And when I see someone smiling, it makes me happy. Great one. Now for mine, and I really probably don't have to say it, but it's, of course, I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, Noodle on! Nah, it's not gonna end the video. And I was like thinking, if I pause long enough, they might think the video is gonna end right there, but then like you can see the little episode, or whatever, the timeline there that's moving along still. You're like, wait a minute, not even halfway through, is he gonna talk? Anyway, the question for next week, guys, is from Michelle Perez, and it's, do you have a nickname? What is it, and why? Now, before we get to the questions, I want to remind you to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week, and a special note for this episode. Please get your questions in as early as possible, guys. I am going on vacation next week, only for 1 week. We're taking off the week right before my wife starts her new job. So I'm going to have to do Ask Think a little early this week. So the earlier you get the question in, the better. Now remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments/questions as you like. Also, if the comments on this Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. Now on to the questions, and the first one is from Love Music 99. It says, when you record Ask Think on Saturdays, do you close the comments then, when you read them then, or do you close them on Monday? So, you know, the day I record them and the day I pick out questions, not always the same day. But once I've gone through the questions and comments and picked them all out, I'll close the comments right away, because I don't want to pick out the comments and then leave it open and then not have looked through your comments. That's really not fair to you guys. So I always close them after I've done picking them for that episode. Unicorn Cupcakes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 asked, do you DM subs and followers on Instagram? And I've gotten this question a few times before, and I didn't think you could do such a thing. So I was looking at my Instagram account, or on my app the other day, and I was looking for this because I had picked out your question. I was like, how do you do that? And I found where you can actually with the DM thing, you have to like authorize people to direct message you, follow you, something. I'm not really sure. But the answer to that, obviously, as you can tell, is no, I don't. Link Awesome 1345 asks, think, how do you install Windows on a Mac? Because I have a Mac and I'm not sure my new computer can handle Lego Worlds. I don't know what the system requirements are for Lego Worlds, but I would think that it could handle them maybe on the low settings. The way that you install Windows on a Mac is using something called Boot Camp. It's built into your Mac. If you just like use Spotlight, I think it's like Apple Space, and type Boot Camp, it'll come up Boot Camp Assistant, and it'll prompt you to install Windows. The thing is, you have to have a legitimate copy of Windows, so you may have to buy that and install it on your hard drive. You have to partition your hard drive. I'd really recommend, if you want to do this, ask your parents to help you, because you might mess things up a little bit with the installation. You might not be able to get back into your OS X installation. You might accidentally delete it when you're installing Windows, things like that. So make sure you have a parent with you if you want to try and do this. Sam Blaze asks, what is your wife's new job next month? Well, so yeah, her job starts in 2 weeks. And it is, well, she's finishing her residency now. This is the way that medicine works. You go to college for 4 years, then you go to medical school for 4 years, then you have a residency, which hers was surgery, so it was 5 years. And then you take, well, you don't have to, that her surgical residency makes her a general surgeon. So she can operate on most areas of the body, but she's not a specialist. So her job now is she's going to have a 1-year fellowship in breast oncology, which is operating for breast cancer, taking out tumors and stuff. I don't know why I said stuff, tumors. So yeah, she's going to be taking a 1-year fellowship for that to specialize in breast oncology. Alpha Wolf says, I went back to watch some Ask Think videos, and I noticed you addressed yourself as we, even though you were and still are mostly solo-based network. So why did you address it as a we? So when I started this channel, I think you guys, well, I've told the story before, probably some of you haven't heard it. So I started it, and that's why the actual channel name is Insiders Network, is because I started it to encompass all of the websites that I had, and it was really meant to be a complement to my websites rather than the main feature. So I was going to use it across all the websites, and I was thinking that what I would do is I would call it that network, and people who were administration on the other websites would be able to make videos and upload videos to it. So I was saying we, with future plans to allow them or have them upload videos to the channel, which obviously never happened, and things got sort of switched around. Golden Lovely Dove says, are you going to do the Galactic Hot Dogs book review from Pop Tropic? I mean, if so, when? Yes, I am. I haven't read through the whole book yet, so I want to read through the whole book so that I have the right questions to ask and things to talk about. I'm going to bring it with me on vacation, read through it, make notes. And when I get back, I've already kind of come up with the idea of how I'm going to do the book review. I want to make it a little bit different, a little bit more fun than a standard, like, okay, here's the book, you know, you show it in front of the camera and say, oh yeah, look at this page here, you know, that sort of thing. It's going to be a little, I'm throwing the book around right now. It's going to be a little bit more interesting than that. Sort of a role-play-ish type of thing, but I think it's going to be fun. Carrie Ann Manlos asks, why did you get rid of the Things Lab playlist? So I've seen this a little bit and I was like, what are they talking about? It's still there, and it still is. But I didn't get rid of it. What I did is I replaced it being featured on my channel at the top there, like below the most recently uploaded videos. There's the second little box or whatever. I changed that from the Things Lab playlist to my most popular videos. It just made sense to me because the Things Lab playlist is great having it there, and actually, if my most popular videos are mostly Things Labs, but I felt like people were missing out who are just coming to my channel. They can find in that popular uploads thing, you know, they find a few Things Labs, they find my Draw My Life, a Pop Tropica video, a bunch of different videos, and I thought that might be better for people who've watched my recent uploads, and they're like, what else should I watch? And like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch that Things Lab from the beginning. You know, there are other options that maybe they don't want to watch Minecraft or whatever, or they want to know a little bit more about me. Hipstar asks, hey Think, in New York, do you have any other friends, or is it just you, Think's wife, and Kopi? Yes, of course, we have other friends. A lot of them are busy though, just as we are, and we don't see them as often as we'd like. In fact, one of our friends had a baby back in, I want to say March? Was it March? Yeah, it was March. And we still haven't even met her. Estella Sparkle asks, what is your ideal New York City neighborhood you'd want to live in? Please don't say the neighborhood you live in, because I know that in NYC, it's very important to stay fairly private. I also know that not everybody in NYC lives in the neighborhood they want. Raising my hand, I'm one of those people. I don't live in the neighborhood I want to right now. So we're definitely going to move up. We were thinking about moving in 5 days ago. Didn't happen. That's okay. But we are definitely moving in August. Our lease runs up in August, and I don't want to live here anymore. The neighborhood is really, really crowded. I mean, New York's crowded compared to anywhere, but this neighborhood specifically is super, super, just so, it's crazy. And I don't want to live here. We've lived here way too long. Our apartment is way too small. I want an office. The living room thing's not working for me anymore. So yeah, we're going to be moving. And I think we're going to move further downtown because that's kind of where we want to be. Patrick Grossman asks, question for Think, has Portals of Mystery been completely finished, or will Katie Productions animate it as you go along? Because if so, some hate may come to you. If I know you watch Element Animation, you should know what I mean. Okay, first of all, no. Has not been completely finished. It's, we've got plot lines for all of them, but scripts, no, not yet. Actually, I think the episode that has the most planning thus far is the last one, and not even the second one, but that's okay. I'm not 100% sure what you mean by the hate, and I think it may be the time between episodes, but there's a couple of things about that. Because I don't really see much hate on Element Animation other than when they did their vessel thing. But I think that's what you mean is the time between episodes. And I don't think that's going to be as much of a problem, because the thing about Element Animation is that when they are not uploading an episode of, the Eggs Guide or anything, Villager News, there's nothing on their channel. There's no daily videos or anything to keep people entertained. So I think that's more of it. It's like, hey, I'm subscribed to you and it's been 3 weeks and I haven't seen a video. What's going on? Well, they're probably not as nice as that, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to get that. And also, we're not going to put a whole lot of time in between the episodes. I mean, it's going to be a week, 2 weeks. I wouldn't go as far to say 3, but maybe. But, we're not going to have 2 months between episodes or anything like that. So I don't think we're going to get any hate. Harvey Paxton says, hey, Think, I've just watched Portal of Mystery, and I thought it was brilliant. However, I don't really understand the basic plot. Could you please explain it to me? Yeah, so the episode preceding it was the Think's Lab, where I had hacked the Minecraft code, messed up all the mobs and things, and then I was running through the lab, and I fell down this hole in the dungeon, and ended up in the Portals of Mystery. Now, the Portals of Mystery has sort of been building for some time, well, you guys might remember there was a hacker in one of my videos, things like that. It's all related to him, and I don't want to give too much away, but it's related to him and me in the Think's Lab world. Hunter Johnson says, hey, Think, why are there so many people doing Lego Worlds? Because it's awesome! That's all I can really say, is that it's awesome, it's new, it's fresh, it's got huge potential as being in alpha release, and it's got so much cool stuff from the start. And that's why a lot of people are playing it, because they're just having fun. Doodlefart132 says, would you ever consider playing any games like Terraria? I would, and I have considered playing Terraria. I installed the Windows version of Steam on my Mac, things like that, to get it there, and I just hadn't jumped into it. And then I was thinking about it before doing Stranded Deep. I was like, should I do Terraria? Ooh. But then I saw that they were coming out with a new version of Terraria with a huge update, and not only that, Mac support. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna wait until then, because I wasn't sure if I could play it on the Windows version, and then when the new version came out, transfer my save game to the Mac version. Eric Zhang asks, Think, my brother said Minecraft is for little kids like 6-year-olds, and that's why Notch sold Minecraft. Is this true? No. that is not one of the reasons Notch sold Minecraft. There are 2.5 billion other reasons that he sold Minecraft. And yeah, what I'm referring to is, guys, if anyone offers you $2.5 billion for a video game that you made, there are very, very, very few people on this earth that would turn down that kind of money. That is an insane amount of money, and Notch had not been involved in Minecraft development for quite some time, and you know, Microsoft flashed enough money that he said, yeah, you know what, fine, you guys want it that bad, you can have it. And it has nothing to do with the demographic. I mean, it's a video game. Of course, there are kids that play it. That's kind of, you guys have more time than a lot of us adults. I mean, not me, because I play video games for a living, but for people who have jobs and stuff, you know, they can't play it as often. So of course, the primary customer is kids. Nerdy Kitty asks, what are your controls? I use default, except my sprint key is Z and my drop button is X. So my controls are pretty much default. The only difference is I have Optifine, so control is my zoom instead of sprint. I think that's the default for sprint, right? Control? I don't know. Because my sprint key is set to G and my drop key is E. And the reason that it's E and not Q is because, I don't know, whenever it was in Hunger Games, I'd panic and my finger would always hit the Q and I'd drop my sword or whatever, but the E was a lot harder for me to hit. Jewel16 Jess says, you say you're bad at parkour, and yet Kevin is good at it. But you control Kevin, think is secretly a parkour master. No, I've gotten better at it since playing Diversity, but I'm still really bad at it. And when you see Kevin excel at it, you know, usually those parkour scenes, maybe 5 or 6 takes before I actually get it, sometimes more. John Guzman says, think what was your Minecraft survival thumbnail before you change your skin to the one you have now? Well, it didn't actually have my skin on it. The original Minecraft survival thumbnail, I might be able to dig it up if I could. It's on screen right now, but if it's not, it's just a sort of slight, I don't know if it was blurred even. I don't think so. But it's sort of just a screenshot from the desert. I think the desert temple's in it, kind of looking toward the jungle, and then it just says Minecraft Survival, and then the episode number. It didn't have me in it or even my logo or anything because I didn't have those things at the time. Love Music 99 asks, where do you find the skins you use in Things Lab? The ones for the NPCs, not the Noodlers IGNs. For example, Dumbledore or like the worker at Taco Bell. What I do is when I want one of those, I just type Albus Dumbledore Minecraft skin and click images on Google. And then I just look at the, because all of the sites that have the skins will show how it looks on a character and I say, oh, I like that one. Then I just click it, visit page, and then download the skin. Ralph Reynolds says, think in my world, I have a jungle biome. However, no ocelots are spawning. Do you know what I can do? Well, what works for me in the Noodle planet, whenever I need ocelots, because they don't spawn for me either, really, what I do is I go up high. So if you don't have an island in the sky, and I don't expect that you do, but you might, what you need to do is just grab maybe 2 stacks of dirt. That should be enough. 2 stacks of dirt. And then just pillar up all the way to the top. And wait, I don't know, wait for 3 or 4 minutes until, yeah, I guess. Oh, and you know what would be better, actually? If you use sand. So yeah, get 2 stacks of sand, then pillar all the way up, 128 blocks. Wait about 3 or 4 minutes, and then, oh, you'll probably need water too. Making this worse. Jump down into the water, and then you should have some ocelots. If you don't, I don't really know. But if you do, then what you want to do is dig underneath, like maybe 2 blocks underneath the sand in the dirt, put a torch down, and then dig that last dirt block, and all the sand will fall down onto the torch, and you'll be able to pick it all up at once without having to waste your shovel or your time. Awesome Quotes asks, think, why didn't you make your Pixelmon video? Last week, the server was down. They'd done some maintenance on the server and forgot to turn it back on. So I wasn't able to record it. Offit EU says, in ThinkSlab, you said Kevin was underage to use magic. Does it mean Kevin is a child because I gave up on Harry Potter? Okay, first of all, go back to Harry Potter. You can't give up on Harry. Second, yes, Kevin and Dave and all of the minions, I feel like they're around, you know, I don't really know how old I think that they are. I think I usually treat them like they're around 10 to 12 years old, maybe 10, 11, 12, something like that. That's kind of how I think of them, and that's why they're always at school and doing things and getting detention and things like that. Claus asks, why do you hate creepers so much, and what would you do if you were one? Well, obviously, if I was one, I would go to any player and try and ruin everything that he does, and that's why I hate creepers so much. I don't really care if they kill me. Not really big deal. Well, I guess if they kill you, you might lose some tools or something, but it's not really a big deal to me because I have diamonds, whatever, it doesn't matter. The thing that annoys me about them and that I hate the most is that when I'm building something or I'm in something I've built and they blow it up and ruin it, I have to redo it. The Shy Flower asks, why isn't the Apple's phone charger just called Apple Juice? I mean, it makes much more sense in my mind. I'd never heard that, but that is a really funny way to call a charger. All right, guys, that's it for this Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below a little earlier than usual so I can have something to answer next week. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. And of course, Noodle on!